In this lecture, I would like to discuss the experiment which is related to the syllabus of SYBSc Physical Chemistry, Practical, Chemical Kinetic. Aim of the experiment is compare the strength of HCl and H2SO4. Compare the strength of hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid by studying kinetics of acid hydrolysis of methyl acetate. So we have to perform the acid hydrolysis of methyl acetate. Acid hydrolysis means hydrolysis of methyl acetate by using acid as a catalyst. So let us show the reaction here. Hydrolysis of methyl acetate. So methyl acetate, it is a ester. Okay. Methyl acetate, it is a ester. So it undergo hydrolysis reaction, and in presence of acid as a catalyst, HCl or H2SO4 as a catalyst, and the product, it is acetic acid and methanol. So in this reaction, HCl or H2SO4, they are used as a catalyst. Therefore, this reaction is called as a acid catalyzed hydrolysis reaction. And we are going to study here the kinetics of this acid hydrolysis reaction. Actually, we know that catalyst is a substance which increases the rate of the reaction. Catalyst fasten the reaction. In presence of the catalyst, the rate of the reaction will be increases. Okay. So the rate of hydrolysis of ester is found to be directly proportional to the concentration of the hydrogen ions. That is concentration of the catalyst. Now, the specific reaction rate of acid catalyzed hydrolysis of ester can be used to compare the concentration of the hydrogen ions in equinormal solutions of the two acids. The specific reaction rate of acid catalyzed hydrolysis of an ester can be used to compare the concentration of the hydrogen ions in equinormal solutions, means concentration will be same of the two acids. Suppose that if the two acids are having the concentration 0.5 normal HCl, then H2SO4 is also having the same concentration 0.5 normal H2SO4. Okay. And we are going to find out the specific reaction rate constant. Suppose for HCl as a catalyst, the specific reaction rate constant for the hydrolysis of this reaction, it is K1. And for sulfuric acid, the specific reaction rate constant, it is K2. Okay. And on the basis of the K1 and K2 value, we can find out the strength of the HCl and H2SO4. It is equal to K1 upon K2. Okay. It is equal to K1 upon K2. So in this experiment, we are going to determine the K1 value and K2 value. So let us see what requirements. We require a glass toppered bottle, water bath, burette pipette, then the catalyst solution, that is hydrochloric acid and sulfuric acid, 0.5 normal, normal solutions. 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide, it is a burette solution. Okay. Methyl acetate, we are doing the hydrolysis of the methyl acetate. We require ice because it is a chemical kinetic experiment. So in chemical kinetic experiment, we require the ice, and indicator 1% phenolphthalein indicator. Now let us see the procedure of the experiment. Now we are going to perform the two sets. First set, it is for HCl, and second set, it is for sulfuric acid. Okay. So let us see how to perform the set first. Okay, this set first. So in the set first, we have to take 5 ml of the methyl acetate. Okay, in a stoppered bottle. See here, this is supposed to be bottle number 1. So in the bottle number 1, we have to take the 5 ml of the methyl acetate, 5 ml of methyl acetate. Okay, 5 ml of the methyl acetate. And in the bottle number 2, we have to take 100 ml, 100 ml of 0.5 normal HCl solution. This is set 1. Okay, set 1. So set 1 can be performed by taking 5 ml or 5 cm cube of methyl acetate, methyl acetate. Okay, then in the bottle number 2, we have to take 100 ml of 0.5 normal hydrochloric acid. Okay, 0.5 normal hydrochloric acid solution. Okay. Now, after taking the solution, these two bottles are kept in the water bath. These two bottles are kept in the water bath to attain the room temperature. To attain the room temperature. Separately, we have kept the two bottles in the water bath to attain the room temperature. So you can see here, this is the water bath. So in this water bath, we have to keep the two bottles here to attain the room temperature. Okay, already water has been taken into this water bath, and just we have to keep the two bottles for set 1 in this water bath. So minimum 10 minutes we have to keep the two bottles. These two bottles can be kept in the water bath for 10 minutes. Okay, so in that time we have to take the burette, and in that burette we have to fill the burette with 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide solution. In a burette solution, it is, okay, burette solution. So burette solution, it is 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide solution, 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide solution. So we have to fill the burette. Then after the 10 minute, we have to mix the bottle number 2 into the bottle number 1. The 100 ml HCl should be transferred into this, okay, in bottle number 1. So now bottle number 1 contain 5 ml of methyl acetate already, and we are adding now 100 cm cube of 0.5 normal HCl. Okay, and we have to mix the solution and note the mixing time. We have to note the mixing time here. Okay, we have to note the mixing time. Okay, and immediately we have to withdraw 5 ml of the reaction mixture, 5 ml of the reaction mixture in a conical flask, 5 ml of the reaction mixture in a conical flask. Okay, in a conical flask. Okay, immediately we have to take that solution in a conical flask. Okay, 5 ml of the reaction mixture in a conical flask. Already we have taken the ice in the conical flask. Okay, first of all we have to take here some pieces of the ice. Okay, and phenolphthalein indicator, 1% phenolphthalein indicator already we have been added here. Okay, phenolphthalein indicator, okay, we have been added here into this conical flask. Now after the mixing of these two bottles, so from this reaction mixture we have to withdraw the 5 ml of the reaction mixture into this conical flask, where in that conical flask already we have taken the ice and phenolphthalein indicator. Then we have to perform the titration. Okay, we have to perform the titration. You can see here. So from this burette, we are going to add the zero point 0.1 normal HCl, 0.1 normal NaOH. This is simple acid base titration because we have taken here reaction mixture. Reaction mixture containing HCl as well as reaction mixture which contain 0.5 normal HCl, okay, 0.5 normal HCl solution as well as methyl acetate, some quantity of the methyl acetate. Okay. So initially there is no reaction. Actually, immediately we have withdrawn the solution. Immediately we have withdrawn the solution from this. After the mixing, immediately we have to take the 5 ml of the reaction mixture into this conical flask. So reaction has to just start. Okay, reaction has to just start here. Okay, so we have to titrate this solution now with sodium hydroxide solution from the burette. The concentration of the sodium hydroxide solution, it is a 0.1 normal. Concentration of the sodium hydroxide solution, it is 0.1 normal. 0.1 normal sodium hydroxide solution we have to add here. Okay, suppose as we have taken 5 ml of this reaction mixture, and the HCl it is having concentration 0.5 normal, then the approximate reading, the first reading after the mixing, it will be around 25 cm cube. Expected reading, it is 25 cm cube. Means to neutralize the acid, we have to add the NaOH solution from the burette drop by drop. The color change will be from colorless to pink. Okay, you can see here the color change, it is colorless to pink. So this is our first reading. Okay, after 5 minutes interval, once again we have to take the 5 ml of the reaction mixture after 5 minutes. In that 5-minute time, some reaction has to be takes place. Hydrolysis of the methyl acetate has been takes place, and therefore the product of the hydrolysis reaction, it is acetic acid and methanol within that 5-minute time. Okay, so there is a formation of the product, that is acetic acid. Okay, so now after 5 minutes we have to withdraw the reaction mixture once again, added into this conical flask which is having already the ice and phenolphthalein indicator. Then once again we have to perform the titration, means second reading. Okay, we have to perform the titration here. By the same way, we have to perform the titration, and that reading should be right in the observation table. You can see here, this is the observation table. Okay, time t, this is the zero reading. Zero time reading means after the mixing, immediately we have to titrate the solution with sodium hydroxide solution. Okay, so suppose that if we are getting the reading here as like 25 cm cube, first reading. After 5 minutes, again we have to repeat that same process. Take the reaction mixture 5 ml in the conical flask containing the ice, and once again we have to titrate that with the sodium hydroxide solution. Now the reading should be increases to some extent. Suppose that this is 25.8, because as the reaction is started there, acetic acid is formed, so concentration of the acid will be going to be increasing. So more NaOH is required to neutralize that. So in this way, we have to take the readings after a regular interval, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and we have to write here all the readings. Note all the readings here. Okay, then you can see here A minus X. Okay, A minus X, where A is the initial concentration and X is the amount of the reactant reacted. So in this case, we have to find out the initial concentration A. Okay, initial concentration A. Now this initial concentration A can be find out using I think T infinity reading, T infinity minus T0 reading at the 0 time. A it is equal to T infinity minus T0. Okay, and X should be equal to it is T infinity minus Tt. X it is equal to titration reading at the time t, amount of the reactant reacted. Okay, suppose now if the T infinity reading means when the reaction is completed, actually we have to keep that reaction mixture for 48 hours, and after 48 hours we have to take the T infinity reading. Suppose that T infinity reading is 50 cm cube. Okay, so in this case 50 minus 25, so that is the A initial concentration, and X it is the amount of the reactant reacted, T infinity minus Tt. So we have to perform this in this way. Okay, so A minus X, then log of A minus X, and final calculation it is K, that is the rate constant. So in this way we have to take the readings here up to 30 minutes, and we have to fill this observation table, and after doing the calculation this we have to write K1 here. Okay, now similarly we have to perform the second set. After performing the set 1, now we have to perform the second set here, this second set. Same 5 ml of the methyl acetate plus 100 ml of the 0.5 normal H2SO4. Instead of taking the HCl, we have to take now the sulfuric acid, and the process will be same. Okay, in the once again in the two stoppered bottles, we have to take the solution of the methyl acetate here. Okay, 5 ml methyl acetate in the bottle number 1. Okay, 5 ml methyl acetate in the bottle number 1 here, and keep that bottle in the water bath in the bottle number 2. Then we have to take 100 ml of 0.5 normal H2SO4. Okay, and keep the two bottles in the water bath, and repeat the same process as like of the set 1. As like of the set 1, we have to repeat the same process here, and we have to do the titration, acid base titration. Okay, and we have to note all the readings. Okay, we have to note all the readings here. Okay, so you can see how to perform the set second now. Set second by this way. Carry out the two sets by titrating 5 ml of the reaction mixture at the regular interval 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes using 1% phenolphthalein indicator. Every time we should have to add the ice here. The function of the ice, it is to slow down the reaction rate. Okay, or to decrease the temperature, to decrease the rate of the reaction. For that purpose we are adding the ice here. Okay, and we have to note the readings here at the regular interval of the times. Okay, so by the same way we have to calculate here using the T infinity value for the sulfuric acid. We can calculate here this initial concentration A using this equation. Then we have to fill this table and calculate the K2 value here for the second set. Calculate K2 for the reaction with sulfuric acid. Okay, so let us see now. We have to plot the graph here in this experiment, and using the graph we can determine the rate constant K1 and K2. So we are going to plot the two graphs here for set 1 and for set 2. We have to plot the two graphs here. For set 1, we can determine K1 here by plotting the graph of log of A minus X versus time t. Okay, in this way we are getting the nature of the graph here. Okay, descending, and we have to find the slope here, and the rate constant k or k1 it is equal to, for set 1, minus 2.303 into slope. Okay. So we are getting the k1 value. Similarly, for the second set, k2 minus 2.303 into slope, second graph. Okay, second graph. Okay, then we can determine k1 k2. We have to plot the two graphs, and using the two graphs we can determine the k1 and k2 values. Once we determine the k1 and k2 values, okay, in this experiment, by calculation also we can calculate the k1. Okay, and by graph we can calculate the k1 and k2. By calculation we can calculate the k1 and k2, and by graph also we can calculate the k1 and k2. Okay, and we are finally we have to do this calculation, relative strength of the two acids. Keep here values of the k1 and k2, then we are getting the relative strength of the HCl and H2SO4. As we know that sulfuric acid is having two hydrogen ions. Sulfuric acid is having two hydrogen ions. So let us write here the dissociation of the sulfuric acid. Okay, it is dissociated at two hydrogen ions. Okay, so concentration of the hydrogen ion is greater here, so rate of the reaction will be greater here, and rate constant will be greater. So K2 value is higher for sulfuric acid. K2 value is higher for sulfuric acid. Okay, and hydrochloric acid, it is dissociated as hydrogen ion and Cl minus ion. Only one hydrogen ion is there. So supposed to be K1 value is less here. K1 value is less here as compared to the HCl, as compared to the H2SO4. So in this way we can perform this experiment. Okay, we can perform this experiment by simple titration. Time factor is very important here. At regular interval of the times we have to take the readings here. After 5 minutes all the readings should be written in the observation table, and with the help of the T infinity values for both sets, for set 1 and set 2, the T infinity values are different. Okay, for set 1 and set 2 the T infinity values are different. Okay, and using T infinity values we can do the calculation here, and we can calculate the specific reaction rate constant K1, as this reaction is a first order reaction. Okay, the reaction, it is a first order reaction because the rate of the reaction is depends upon the concentration of the reactant, only one reactant here. Once again I would like to write the reaction here: hydrolysis of methyl acetate. Okay, hydrolysis of methyl acetate. So rate of the reaction, it is dependent on the concentration of the methyl acetate. Okay, and product, it is acetic acid and methanol. Okay, rate of the reaction does not depends upon the concentration of the hydrogen ions. Remember this. Only in presence of the hydrogen ions the uh, rate of the reaction will be supposed to be increases. It is playing the role of the catalyst. Okay, catalyst only increase the rate of the reaction, but rate of the reaction, it is dependent on the concentration of the methyl acetate. So therefore this is the first order reaction, as the reaction rate depends upon only onto the concentration of the methyl acetate. So it is a first order reaction. So the first order equation we can use here for the calculation: 2.303 upon T log of A upon A minus X. Okay, so using this equation we can calculate the rate constant here, K1 and K2, for both sides. And by plotting the graph, this graph log of A minus X versus time for both sets. Okay, for both sets we can obtain the K1 and K2 values from the graph. Actually, there is not so much difference between by calculation and by graph, the K1 and K2 values. Okay, actually they are nearly same. So in this way, we can perform this chemical kinetic experiment, and with the help of the K1 and K2 values, we can determine the the relative strength of HCl and H2SO4, and we can compare that relative strength of the HCl and H2SO4. So this is about the chemical kinetic experiment.